Okay, Mr. Gust Pattern.
Yeah.
You're
We have a
going,
little bit of a crosswind,
Gone
guys. A crosswind is
Cross-
worse than the normal. You know that.
You don't want
Yeah.
That's
the,
not. This isn't bullshit, Jacob.
Yeah.
Okay.
all right,
I'm not delivering it well, but it's all correct information, guys.
let people hop on here. We're on Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. Feel free to send questions on any involved. Gonna run through the week 7 slate here. Thanks for joining. Hopefully, we'll get you guys some streaming options. Hopefully, you're not taking up to last second fantasy football, but I know there's a lot of buys this week, so we'll help you out there. Run through some quick actives and actives. Got Deshaun Watson, Kareem Hunt, both active. That was kind of expected based on practice patterns. Kareem Hunt, they said strained thigh. I don't know if that's a strained quad. By video, we thought more thigh contusion because he took a couple hits on their last game against the Niners. But he's active, ready to go. Might cede some snaps to Jerome Ford, but facing a good defense or a good matchup with that Colts defense. Hunter Henry's a go. Also, Craig Reynolds is up. Jahmyr Gibbs playing. Still feel like they're going to use Craig Reynolds between the tackles and Jahmyr Gibbs a little bit in space, even though he had that nagging hamstring injury. Again, feel free to send any start-sit questions. I think Doug's monitoring the questions on YouTube. Yeah, Metcalf. Let's get to Metcalf real quick. Ribs from week 1, I think it was that hit, but now it's hip pointer. That's a little bit more concerning. Ribs, you can inject to play. Hip pointer, you can also inject to play, according to our panel doctors, but it's a little tougher to inject and can get more sore. He did return to the game last week after getting that hip pointer, but we're leaning towards him missing this afternoon. Tyler Lockett's also nursing hamstring. He has no status. He's going to play, but it seems like it might be a JSN week. Maybe even Jake Bobo, if you want to stream. I don't know, big body in the red zone. Might get a touchdown or two. So that's, I know you're reaching deep there, but it seems like you should have an alternate plan other than Metcalf this afternoon. Just finish the actives and actives real quick. Daniel Jones not playing. Juju Smith-Schuster not playing. Justin Fields is like a 2 to 3 week injury. Probably down on him for next week. Alec Pierce is going to play. I think that's it as far as fantasy relevant. Starting Hunt over Darrell Henderson. I don't believe in Darrell Henderson. I don't know if I believe in anybody in that Rams backfield unless I see something else. Royce Freeman is kind of a Justin Pugh special straight off the couch. They're going committee, and they're gonna mix in Zach Evans too. So I don't know if any of those three are gonna have value. I get it if you're reaching for running backs.
Evans, so everybody.
It was supposed to be Evans. Everyone picked these. Evans is the new DeMarcado. It was supposed to be DeMarcado, and then now it's Keontae Ingram and Damian Williams. We'll have to see if Damian Williams gets called up from the practice squad again. But I get it. I know you got to start somebody at the running back spot. I would start Keontae Ingram over Darrell Henderson. I don't know about you, Taylor.
Yeah, I think so too.
Darrell Henderson just didn't.
Henderson knows the system, though.
He knows the system. They might lean on him a little bit heavier than Royce Freeman as far as him knowing the system, but not a great sign that they're not confident in Zach Evans. Maybe that's a little misdirect. Maybe Zach Evans gets more than expected, but I still would start Kareem Hunt against the Colts over Darrell Henderson against the Steelers, against that stout Steelers defense too. Najee Harris or Deontay Foreman. I would go Deontay Foreman. Deontay Foreman going against the Raiders. Raiders have made a lot of people look good, including A.J. Dillon. Sorry, Doug, and he's a Packers fan in the room, but I think they're vulnerable to the run. So I think Deontay Foreman gets the action there. I know it's a big downgrade for that offense with Tyson Bagent in charge. Looking at TikTok, Mike Evans or Rashee Rice. Mike Evans, I know he had that hamstring last week. He's going to be a week better. He had the hamstring before the bye, rested through the bye, and played last week. So got to think he's going to be a week better. Going against the Falcons, they do have some good safeties, good cornerbacks, AJ Terrell, but I think Mike Evans can get open downfield with that big frame. Let's see, any more Dobbs or Pickens at flex? I think Pickens. Christian Watson's back. I don't know if I trust Romeo Dobbs too much, but I would think it'd be Pickens. Even with Deontay Johnson back, I think they still like Pickens over him. Sam Howell or Deshaun Watson. You already know Taylor's thoughts on Sam Howell. Going against Commanders play the Giants, I think that's going to be a lopsided game for the Commanders. I don't know. It's a division matchup, so usually that's close. But I think Deshaun Watson, I don't know how effective he's going to be throwing the ball. I know he's kind of downplayed it during the week. his availability, but it looks like he's ready to play. Let's see some more questions on the YouTube. Craig Reynolds over Hunt. That's dicey. That's a toss-up. I don't want to be in charge of that coin flip for you. Craig Reynolds, I don't think it's a bad option. I don't think he's not getting involved.
He's getting the touches.
Yeah, he's getting the touches, but I would favor Hunt. I think they like him a little bit more than Jerome Ford, even though Jerome Ford's been scoring better in fantasy. Let me get through some key for the night game too. Devontae Smith, nursing a hamstring. No status he's going to play. We're not that confident that he's going to be able to play effectively at the hamstring. He's a good route runner, not as much of a speed threat, but midweek hamstring, not sure when he picked it up. Hopefully it's just tightness, but either way, I get it. You got to play him. He's a top fantasy option. Dallas Goedert with the groin as well, limited all week, no status he's going to play. Think he'll be effective in the red zone, but not so much after the catch. As I get a notification of Taylor's prop going under Devontae Smith. 20 miles an hour wind for the Giants Commanders game. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I heard that's another one.
That might be
part of my crosswind analysis.
There you go. We got Taylor's got you on your crosswind analysis. That's interesting conundrum. I got the Commanders defense in that game, so I'm excited about that. Tyrod Taylor's under center. I guess again we detailed Daniel Jones. Probably gonna be back next week, but the neck too tough of a call this week. Just scrolling through some TikTok questions. Risky to start Aaron Jones? I don't think so. He's ready to go. I forgot him in our another afternoon game. We expect him to be active, limited all week, rested through the bye. I think they were just trying to slow play him. He already had came back, wasn't effective in week 5, I believe it was, and so they're taking it slow with him, but I still think he's involved. I think they're going to get him involved in some screen passes, stuff like that. Ramondre Stevenson, same flex, half PPR, Devontae Smith, Ramondre, or Jordan Addison. Ramondre Stevenson we like a lot this week, and that's injury-based. Bills have their 2 key run stoppers out, Daquan Jones and Ed Oliver, correct? Mm-hmm. Ed Oliver with the toe, Daquan Jones with the pec. So that I think Patriots have no other offense. They're not going to get it going, throwing the ball with Mac Jones. So I would think it's Ramondre Stevenson heavily involved. A little bit of Zeke action too, but definitely more Ramondre. He had the minor ankle injury last week, cleared the concussion check coming back, and not really concerned for this week. Josh Allen's shoulder, you mentioned it because it's Josh Allen, but it's more hurt than injured. By video is a minor AC joint sprain, but he later in that game he returned. He didn't miss any time, and he also led with the shoulder, defending his O-lineman, so not a big concern there. Amari Cooper or Cortland Sutton from Richard Price on YouTube. I feel like Cortland Sutton's turned in their top red zone target. I don't know about you guys. So the tight ends out, Greg Dulcich. They haven't really involved Troutman at all.
Or Judy.
So I like Sutton this week. Packers have some injury on defense as well. So I don't know. Amari Cooper, I don't know if he's developed that chemistry with Watson. It's kind of been on and off. He had a good game with PJ Walker thrown to him, but I don't know that he's had a ton of practice time with Deshaun Watson ahead of this week's game. Let's get to some few more questions.
You get Rashee Rice or Javonte Williams.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I might lean Rashee Rice. Possibly no Derwin James. He picked up an ankle late in the practice week. He's questionable. Alohi Gilman, the other safety, is out. So Rashee Rice, I feel like you're betting on a touchdown every week with him, but he's come through for that. So that's a better play than Javonte Williams. Let's see, going on TikTok. You guys love the pick 2s or start 2s, start 3s. usually it's one or the other. Jaleel McLaughlin or Jaylen Warren. That's a good one. McLaughlin, I just talked about Javonte Williams. He had the quad. He's coming back from the multi-ligament knee. I think they've been talking glowingly about Jaleel McLaughlin ever since he's gotten the touch. Jaylen Warren, we keep waiting for him to win the job over Najee Harris. I think they're reluctant to just fully give him the job. Rams, pretty healthy on defense besides the nose tackle. I would say it's Jaleel McLaughlin. I'm not too confident in that, though. That's more of a coin toss. Christian McCaffrey we'll get to. Word from Schefter today is that all signs point to him playing. That fits our analysis. He could play through the oblique. He LP'd on yesterday, so good sign that he's going to try to play through. Their bye is not until week 9, so that doesn't really come into play that with them resting him and getting him extra week of rest. So expecting to be effective. Might cede some snaps to Jordan Mason or Elijah Mitchell. I think they might have all 3 active, but definitely keep CNC in your lineup. We expect him to play. Be a surprise if he sat. Kareem Hunter, Deontay Foreman. I think we covered a little bit. Deontay Foreman we like a lot this week against the Raiders. Their run defense has been pillow soft. Sorry, Taylor. I know you want to jump in and defend you guys, but
Okay, they're not defending either. So.
yeah, the only worry there is if Tyson Bagent just can't throw the ball down the field at all and they just stack the box. But I think Deontay Foreman deserved to be higher on that depth chart to start off with. Get to one more question. I'll hop off. Thanks, guys. Pittman, Brian Robinson, or Zach Moss at the flex? Oh, that's a tough one. Pittman has had a chemistry with Gardner Minshew, but I like Brian Robinson's numbers this year have been great, especially if you're telling me there's 20-mile-an-hour winds. I think that's
he's
at least
a big play this week.
I think that's at least 5 more carries for Brian Robinson. I would lean that instead of Pittman. Cleveland's defense is pretty tough, especially the pass rush. I think that's going to get to Gardner Minshew a little bit more. I think that's all the time I got, guys. Thanks for joining. Good luck with everything this week. Catch you next week.